The president's message in Missouri focused on streamlining the tax code for Main Street, but he did say that the corporate tax burden must also be reduced to put America first.
We are dead last. Can you believe that? So this cannot be allowed to continue any longer. America must lead the way, not follow from behind. We have gone from a tax rate that is lower than our economic competitors to one that is more than 60% higher. We have totally surrendered our competitive edge to other countries. We would like to bring our business tax rate down to 15%, which would make our tax rate lower than most countries, but still by no means the lowest, unfortunately, in the world.
Joining us now is the Chief Financial Officer of AT&T, John Stevens. John, good to see you this morning. In terms of the corporate tax rate, initially President Trump, and he's still talking about a 15% corporate tax rate, what do you think is actually achievable when it comes to what Congress could pass?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me today. And secondly, I just want to send a message out for our thoughts and prayers to all the people of the Gulf States region. Tremendous devastation there, and we are working hard with them to help them recover. With regard to the tax rate, we'd love to see a 15% rate, but in taking the total package into consideration, it seems like there is much greater opportunity for something in the low 20s or in the 20% range. But certainly we'd love to work with the President, the administration, and Congress to get that rate as low as possible.
John, it's Mike Murphy. It seems like the president is likes to negotiate. So when he comes out with this 15% number, from my view, it seems like this is just kind of an opening salvo where he wants a point for him to start from. But I think the point here is that he just wants a lower rate, which, in my opinion, helps the AT&Ts, the massive global companies of the world, but it also helps small businesses here in the U.S. So I think anything even down around the low 20s, I think that's going to have a massive positive impact on small businesses as well as big in the U.S.
Well, you're making a great point there, and let's make sure we're clear. A cut for small business and lowering their rates and giving them more money to invest may just give them the opportunity to buy more of our products and services. So for us, that's a great thing to see a modernization and a more competitive tax rate for small businesses. And it's the same with middle-class taxpayers. We have 100 million customers who buy our cell phones, buy our telephone service, buy our broadband, buy our entertainment, our video services. We'd love to see them have the opportunity to have more choice over what they do with their resources, their income, and give the opportunity to grow our business by being able to sell more products and services. So I think those things are complementary. I don't think those things are separate from our views. We're very supportive of that effort.
John, Andrew Peek here. You know, the president was elected not just as a pro-growth Republican, but as a populist. Do you see any growth in wages being passed on your employees if there is a major tax break on the corporate side, down to 15% or something?
Yeah, so I think the simple math of that works this way. When rates go down, the U.S. becomes a more attractive place to invest. We will invest more. Other businesses will invest more. Quite frankly, we'll attract foreign investment into the United States that's been going other places. When that investment occurs, it'll generate jobs. And when there's pressure for new jobs, or there's creation of new jobs, wages will go up. And so that'll be the benefit to not only current workforce members, but the additional workforce members, in the sense that higher investment generates jobs, more jobs generates wage pressure. Wages will go up. It works that way. It did under the Kennedy tax cuts. It worked that way under the Reagan tax cuts.
I just want to point out to our viewers, John, that we're watching a video coming in from Vice President Mike Pence. He's at Joint Base Andrews as he heads down to Texas today. Well, the president will be heading down there tomorrow. Can you talk about, John, not to put you on the spot, about some of the things that AT&T even did ahead of the storm moving in, and what you're doing on the ground, and not just to help the people who are out of their homes, but one critical thing that I know that AT&T did is you made sure you brought in like battery operations or generators to make sure that cell towers were continued to operate during the storm. Can you speak to any of those efforts before and even after the storm?
Certainly, the network team, our disaster recovery team, has been at work for weeks before the storm, planning for this. We sent trucks with sandbags to sandbag and protect our central offices, to protect and ensure our cell sites. We continue to work. We moved in generators, portable generators. And because of that, our network has performed quite well. In addition to that, we brought in what we call cells on wheels. These are just portable cell sites with their own generators that you move into locations where there's going to be high traffic, where there's going to be high storms, the possibility of losing cell sites, to restore service and to make sure federal, state, and local authorities always have connectivity, always can coordinate those important services to save lives. In the convention center and at the NRC Stadium, as well as the Houston Convention Center, as well as the Dallas Convention Center, we've been providing charging stations. One of the most serious things that happens is when our customers lose power, they lose the ability to charge their phones. And so while our network may work, their phones may not have battery power. So we're doing that. This is all aligned with our efforts to take care of and look out for our 7,000 member workforce that lives in that area, as well as our employees have mobilized to raise funds and to generate funds so that we can continue to support those families, the American Red Cross, and the local charities that are doing such important work to serve those people in need.
Hey, John, it's Mike again. Looking at how technology has impacted the world, where we used to be, everyone had a landline, now it's more cellular, everyone's on their mobile device. Is the response to a disaster like this a lot different for a company of your size like AT&T because things are now so mobile? And can you use technology to really help you be better prepared for something like this?
Absolutely. I can tell you, for example, we have 25 drones up every day during the storm checking out our cell sites and using that technology to test the cell sites, to inspect them, to find out where cell sites that we might not be able to get to because of the high water, to make sure they continue to operate. That's just one example. But from an overall network perspective, the significant investments we've made over the last 5 years, where we've been the largest investor in the United States, we've put in a lot of fiber, we've put in a lot of 5G, we've put in a lot of wireless depth and security into our networks. And all of that is paying off in this very, very difficult situation as our networks are performing quite well. So technology is improving the results and continuing to provide safety and security, not only for the citizens that are impacted by these events, but also by those important first responders who continue to provide that valuable service of saving lives and protecting lives.
John, great of you to be here this morning. Thank you. John Stephens, the Chief Financial Officer of AT&T. Take care.
Thank you very much.